Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something. How do you know if someone genuinely cares about you? Is it the words they say, the gestures they make, or is it something deeper, something that reveals itself over time through their actions or lack thereof? Now, we all want to believe the best in people. That's natural. But the truth is, not everyone in your circle is there for the right reasons. Some are there out of convenience. Some are there for what you can give them. And some are there because they know you're willing to carry the weight of a one-sided relationship. Today, we're going to talk about the behaviors of people who don't truly care about you, the signs that reveal their intentions, even when their words say otherwise. Some people in your life will say all the right things, paint beautiful pictures with their words, and give you promises that sound like the world is yours. But when it's time to back those words with action, they're nowhere to be found. This behavior, though subtle at first, becomes glaring over time. It's one of the clearest signs that someone doesn't truly care about you. You see, words are easy. They flow out effortlessly and can carry whatever intention the speaker wants. Promises of support, loyalty, or commitment sound great in the moment, but they mean nothing if the actions don't match. A person who truly cares about you will show up when it matters, not just talk about showing up. They'll prove their intentions through what they do, not just what they say. The problem with empty words is that they create false hope. They can keep you tethered to a relationship or situation that has no foundation. Over time, you might find yourself investing your energy and emotions into someone who isn't reciprocating, leaving you drained and disappointed. The dangerous part of this behavior is how it erodes trust. When someone repeatedly breaks their promises or fails to follow through on what they say, you start to question their sincerity. You might even begin to doubt yourself. You wonder if you're asking for too much, if your expectations are unrealistic, or if you misinterpreted their intentions. But let me tell you this, you're not asking for too much when you expect someone's actions to align with their words. That's not a high standard, it's basic respect. It's also important to recognize the patterns in this behavior. Someone who cares about you might occasionally fall short because no one is perfect. Life gets in the way, circumstances change, and sometimes promises are broken unintentionally. But the difference lies in how they respond. Do they apologize? Do they take accountability? Do they make an effort to do better? A person who values you will show a willingness to rebuild trust and prove that their intentions are genuine. On the other hand, someone who doesn't care will continue to make excuses, dismiss your concerns, and repeat the same behavior. Think about the people in your life. Do their actions match their words? When they say they'll be there for you, do they actually show up? When they promise to help, do they follow through? If the answer is no, it might be time to reevaluate their place in your life. Because here's the truth, people who care about you don't just say they care, they prove it. They put in the effort, they honor their commitments, and they make sure their words hold weight. They understand that actions speak louder than words, and they act accordingly. Don't let empty promises keep you in relationships that don't nurture you. Value those who value you, and never settle for someone whose words are louder than their actions. Life is too short to waste on people who don't show you they care. There are people in this world who operate on a one-way street. They always take, but they rarely, if ever, give. You know the type, they only reach out when they need something. They're not calling to check in on you or to see how you're doing. They're not texting to celebrate your wins or to offer their support in tough times. No, their contact always comes with an unspoken condition: what can you do for me? At first, this behavior might not seem obvious. It can even feel flattering in the beginning. Someone needs your advice, your help, or your resources. You might think they trust me. They value what I bring to the table, but over time, you begin to notice a pattern. Every phone call, every message, every interaction seems to revolve around their needs, their problems, their desires. And when the tables are turned, when you're the one in need, they're nowhere to be found. This kind of relationship is draining. It leaves you feeling unappreciated and unimportant because deep down you know it's not about you, it's about what you can provide. These individuals treat relationships like transactions. They measure your worth based on how useful you are to them at any given moment. And when you no longer serve a purpose, they disappear, only to resurface when they need something again. A person who truly cares about you doesn't see you as a means to an end. They value you for who you are, not what you can do for them. They understand that healthy relationships are built on mutual give and take, not on one person constantly pouring into the other while receiving nothing in return. They'll give without expecting anything back, and they'll be there for you even when there's no immediate benefit to them. The reality of dealing with someone who's always taking and never giving is that it forces you to question your own boundaries. You start to wonder if you're being too harsh by expecting reciprocity, or if you're being selfish for wanting a relationship that feels balanced. But let me tell you, there's nothing selfish about wanting to be valued. There's nothing wrong with wanting someone to show up for you the same way you show up for them. It's not just about physical acts of giving either. It's about emotional availability, time, effort, and presence. A person who doesn't care about you will find every excuse in the book when it's their turn to step up. They'll claim they're too busy, they'll minimize your needs, or they'll simply disappear altogether. But when they need you, suddenly they have all the time in the world to make that call or send that message asking for your help. Recognizing this behavior is the first step toward protecting your energy. Surround yourself with people who give as much as they take, who value your presence and not just your usefulness. Life is too short to spend it investing in people who only show up when they need something. Value yourself enough to walk away from one-sided relationships and focus on building connections that truly nourish your soul. Respecting boundaries is one of the fundamental ways people show care and consideration in any relationship. When someone continually dismisses your time, energy, and emotions, it's a clear sign that they don't truly respect or value you. These are the people who expect you to be available whenever it's convenient for them, who demand your attention and energy without considering what it costs you. They act as if your boundaries are optional, as if your needs can be ignored in favor of their own. This lack of respect can take many forms. It might be someone who interrupts you repeatedly when you've told them you're busy. It could be a friend or family member who pushes you to do something you've clearly said you're uncomfortable with. It might even be a coworker or partner who dismisses your feelings when you express how their actions affect you. Whatever the situation, the underlying message is the same: your boundaries don't matter to them. When someone ignores your boundaries, they are prioritizing their own needs and desires over your well-being. They fail to recognize that boundaries are not barriers, they're guidelines for healthy interactions. Boundaries are how we protect our time, our energy, and our emotional health. When someone dismisses them, they're showing that they don't care enough to honor what's important to you. At first, you might brush off this behavior. You might tell yourself maybe they didn't mean it, or it's not that big of a deal, but over time, the pattern becomes impossible to ignore. They call you late at night, knowing you have an early morning. They demand favors without acknowledging your own responsibilities. They brush aside your feelings with comments like you're overreacting or it's not that serious, and the more you allow it, the more they take advantage. This kind of behavior is draining. It chips away at your sense of self-worth because it sends a constant message your needs don't matter. Over time, you might find yourself feeling frustrated, resentful, or even guilty for wanting to enforce your boundaries. But let me tell you this: you have every right to protect your time, your energy, and your emotions. It's not selfish, it's self-respect. People who care about you will respect your boundaries, even if they don't fully understand them. They'll honor your need for space when you're overwhelmed. They'll accept a no without pressuring you to change it. They'll listen when you express how their behavior affects you, and they'll make an effort to do better. Respect is not optional in healthy relationships, it's essential. If someone repeatedly dismisses your boundaries, it's a sign that their care for you is conditional at best. You deserve relationships where your time and energy are valued, where your emotions are heard, and where your boundaries are honored. Don't let anyone make you feel guilty for setting limits. Protect your peace and surround yourself with people who respect not just who you are, but what you need. In life, the people who truly care about you will celebrate your victories, big or small, as if they were their own. They'll cheer for you when you win, support you when you succeed, and radiate genuine joy for the progress you make. But there are others who don't show that same enthusiasm. These are the people who fail to celebrate you, who downplay your accomplishments, or worse, seem to resent them. Their lack of genuine joy for your successes is a telling sign that they don't truly care about you. At first, their behavior might not stand out. Maybe they stay quiet when you share good news, offering only a polite "that's nice" or forced congratulations, or perhaps they redirect the conversation back to themselves, dismissing your success as though it's unimportant. Over time, it becomes clear that your victories make them uncomfortable, jealous, or indifferent. Instead of feeling happy for you, they see your success as a threat or an inconvenience. This kind of reaction can be hurtful, especially when it comes from people you care about. Success is meant to be shared, and having someone who refuses to celebrate with you can leave you feeling isolated and undervalued. You may start to question yourself, wondering if you're overreacting or expecting too much. But let me assure you, expecting the people in your life to celebrate your achievements is not too much. It's a basic part of any supportive relationship. The failure to celebrate you often stems from insecurity or selfishness. Some people view life as a competition where your wins somehow diminish their own. They may feel jealous or inadequate in the face of your accomplishments, so instead of lifting you up, they remain silent or even try to tear you down. Others may simply lack the capacity to step outside of their own concerns long enough to genuinely celebrate someone else. True care, however, looks different. A person who genuinely cares about you will celebrate your wins with open arms and a full heart, even if they're going through challenges of their own. They won't feel diminished by your success because they're secure enough in themselves to understand that your victories don't take anything away from them. In fact, they'll be inspired and uplifted by seeing you thrive. Pay attention to who claps for you when you succeed. Those who truly value you will show up in those moments, not because they have to, but because they want to. They'll be there to say, "I'm proud of you," or "You deserve this," without hesitation or hidden resentment. And they'll mean it. Okay? You deserve to have people in your corner who celebrate your growth, your milestones, and your hard-earned achievements. Surround yourself with those who lift you up, who encourage you, and who find joy in your joy. Let go of the ones who can't bring themselves to celebrate you. It's not your job to shrink yourself to make them comfortable. Life is too short to share your successes with people who can't see your light and be glad for it. There are few things more disheartening than sharing your dreams, ideas, or accomplishments with someone, only to have them met with criticism or dismissiveness. These are the people who belittle your aspirations, downplay your achievements, and find ways to make you feel like what you're doing isn't good enough. Over time, their constant negativity doesn't just hurt, it starts to chip away at your confidence and self-worth. This behavior is a glaring sign that they don't truly care about you, because someone who cares would never make you feel small for trying to grow or succeed. Constant criticism often disguises itself as honesty or constructive feedback, but the underlying intention is rarely to help you. Instead, it's about control, insecurity, or even jealousy. These individuals might criticize your ideas, telling you they're unrealistic or destined to fail. They might brush off your achievements with comments like, "It's not that big of a deal," or "Anyone could have done that." Their words are designed to undermine your efforts, whether intentionally or not. What's worse is that this behavior can make you second-guess yourself. You start to wonder if they're right, maybe your dreams are too ambitious, or your accomplishments aren't as significant as you thought. You might begin to hold back, sharing less of yourself to avoid the sting of their dismissiveness. Over time, their constant negativity can create a cycle where you doubt your abilities and hesitate to pursue opportunities, all because someone close to you couldn't or wouldn't recognize your potential. True care looks entirely different. A person who cares about you will offer constructive feedback when needed, but they'll do so with kindness and encouragement. They'll find ways to uplift you while helping you grow, not tear you down under the guise of helping. They'll celebrate your accomplishments no matter how big or small, because they understand that every step forward matters. And when you share your ideas, they'll listen with genuine interest and offer support, even if they don't fully understand your vision. People who belittle or dismiss you often do so because of their own insecurities. Your ambition or success may remind them of what they lack or highlight areas of their own lives where they feel stuck. Instead of addressing those feelings, they project them onto you, trying to dim your light so they can feel more comfortable in their shadow. While this behavior may not always be intentional, it's no less harmful. You deserve better than that. You deserve to be surrounded by people who see the beauty in your ideas, who applaud your accomplishments, and who encourage you to dream even bigger. Criticism that's designed to belittle rather than build has no place in a healthy relationship. Life is too short to let someone's negativity hold you back. Protect your dreams and your self-worth by creating distance from those who can't support you. Find the people who celebrate your wins, nurture your potential, and inspire you to keep striving. Those are the relationships worth holding on to. Inconsistent and unreliable people bring a kind of chaos into your life that can leave you feeling uncertain and emotionally drained. Their presence is unpredictable. Their actions don't align with their words, and in the end, the way people treat you speaks volumes about their place in your life. Relationships, whether they're with friends, family, or partners, should add value, not take it away. When someone shows you through their actions that they don't truly care about you, it's not just a passing mistake or oversight. It's a reflection of their priorities, and it's up to you to decide how much of your energy you're willing to invest in people who fail to honor your worth. Think about the behaviors we've discussed: empty words without actions, always taking but never giving, a lack of respect for boundaries, the inability to celebrate your successes, constant criticism or dismissiveness, and inconsistency. Each of these traits is a red flag, a sign that someone is prioritizing themselves at your expense. And while it can be painful to recognize these patterns in people you care about, acknowledging them is the first step toward building a life filled with relationships that uplift you rather than drain you. The truth is, you deserve better. You deserve people in your life who don't just talk the talk, but walk the walk. People who show up when they say they will, who celebrate your wins with genuine joy, and who honor your boundaries because they respect you. You deserve relationships that feel balanced, where giving and receiving happen naturally without keeping score. You deserve friends, family, and partners who listen to your dreams without tearing them down, and who support you without conditions or ulterior motives. But here's the hard part: recognizing these toxic behaviors isn't enough. You have to act on that recognition. That might mean setting firmer boundaries with people who take advantage of your kindness. It could mean having difficult conversations to address the way someone's actions or lack thereof are affecting you. And in some cases, it might mean letting go of relationships that no longer serve you, no matter how long they've been a part of your life. Walking away from inconsistency, criticism, and dismissal isn't selfish, it's self-preservation. At the same time, it's important to reflect on how you treat others. Are you reliable? Do you celebrate the successes of the people you care about? Do you respect their boundaries and give as much as you take? Healthy relationships are a two-way street, and creating meaningful connections requires effort, honesty, and accountability on both sides. Life is too short to be spent in the company of people who don't value you. Surround yourself with those who inspire you, who support your growth, and who make you feel seen, heard, and appreciated. These are the people who will stand beside you in the hardest of times and cheer the loudest in your moments of triumph. Let go of those who fail to meet you halfway and make room for the ones who will. You have the power to choose the relationships you nurture and the energy you allow into your life. Protect your peace, honor your worth, and build a circle that reflects the care and respect you deserve. Because when you do, you'll find that life becomes not just easier, but infinitely richer. So what do we do with this knowledge? We set boundaries. We surround ourselves with people who lift us up, who clap when we win, who show up when we need them. Because life is too short to invest in relationships that don't invest in you. You deserve better. You deserve love, respect, and reciprocity. Never forget that. Thank you.